Hello, welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. Today we are starting a massive campaign of Aeon's Trespass Odyssey, and we were not originally planning to dive into this game. In fact, we did an unboxing video, Wes.
Yeah, we did. Into the unknown!
Yeah, where basically our verdict was one of two things. Either we needed the publisher to sponsor a series of gameplay videos.
Correct.
Or we needed a fan or friend to show up ready to run us through this. And it turned out that we have a lovely Mr. Fireman here. You've been on the channel before. You always, every episode, at some point during this episode, he will talk to you about fire safety. It's the only way he can write this off as a business expense.
That's right.
It is right. But we have Dennis Hubbard. You actually have put probably about 15 hours into learning and studying this.
Yes, I have. A lot of time and effort.
You're down for the week. Our objective this week is to play through and record as much possible content as we can.
Correct.
So over the next month or so here at Quackalope, you need to make sure you're subscribed, one, so that we can ever do anything like this in the future.
100%.
Because it's just not worth it if you don't watch, engage, and subscribe. Algorithm comment down below. And you should go ahead and stay tuned because we're going to have a whole arsenal of content, gameplay after gameplay after gameplay, accumulating in our final review, our final thoughts at the end of this week after we've played through as much as we can in, over the course of a few days. We'll mix it up. We'll put some games in between. We're not going to overcommit to this, but we want to have a good time. We want to play. We want to celebrate. And then after that, we're going to box this up and likely stick this in the car to go home with you for you to finish Wave 2, Wave 3, and maybe come back with some post-wave content down the road. But this is a massive undertaking for us, massive undertaking for you.
Yeah, 80-page rule book, 34-page tutorial.
So we are a little bit intimidated, but we're excited to get started. We're excited to start this narrative. So go ahead and set us up with what we've done so far to get us to the point that we are at now. Because last night, when I thought we were going to get 2 episodes filmed, I ended up sitting in a semi-dark room with you, gazing into your eyes while you look at a page of rules for the better part of 5 hours.
Yes, a good hour of that was just looking for cards.
That is true. So what was the prologue? How did the prologue set us up, and where are we when it comes to the beginning of this story?
Well, we found ourselves the Argonauts, which are these characters here. We have 4 of them.
They're like demigods that are now controlled by humans. They're the Titans that are mech.
The Titans are these guys, aren't they?
Yeah, they're Titans that are mech forces that are controlled by the Argonauts, which are humans that then ride the Titans through some type of a helmet mechanism. That gives you control of these demigods or these gods that have been created that can wreak havoc on the Earth, but also might be able to restore the Earth to a better point than it is now.
So,
I think.
Another version is these guys, the Argonauts, were sleeping on this Argo, this ship here, this alien-type technology, and awoken with no memories.
Okay.
There are Primordials, these massive beasts that have been attacking the lands. See, what happened is the Olympian gods have all died. And these Primordials have been entering into this realm and just causing havoc. They are massive beasts. And the Titans, being 30 feet tall on their own, are the only things that can get through the Aeon Trespass, basically a force field that no mortal can pierce.
This guy's eating a string of cows.
Well, that's a lot of calories.
With his calories.
Calories?
It's a lot of calories.
It took you way too long to get that joke. I'm so sorry. Please continue. Please continue.
So mankind's only hope is for these Argonauts, these guys here, to form a connection with these Titans so that these Titans can defeat those Primordials. In that, there's going to be an awful lot of controlling your rage, tempting fate, and accepting danger as a reality, trying to manage all of those different elements.
Face is dice mitigation. You push that to hopefully control for bad things that are happening, but the higher you get on that, the more risk you're presenting yourself to. Rage is going to be the amount of damage you might be able to do, but if you get too high on that track, you might have some consequences associated with that as well. That's every time you engage in a combat. And then danger is going to be how much at risk you are. The higher that gets, the more likely you're going to have a mortal wound. You're more likely to die during your combination, something like that. Now, in the scenario we're playing, we're going to be dividing this gameplay session up into exploration and then boss combat and showdowns, right? So the beginning here is the exploration phase.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's 9 steps in the basically the non-battle phase.
Okay.
All right, exploration is one of those steps actually.
Okay.
So basically, with cycle 1, which is where we're going to get started, it starts where the tutorial left off. We've been able to research some technologies through the tutorial. We've got some equipment that's over there, so that's kind of a starting point of where we are. We've managed to traverse across several lands, these tiles here, to land ourselves at Gnosis. And Gnosis is where the minions, or Minoans, that's it.
Yes.
The Minoans are living. It's a great city of commerce, and this is where the adventure picks up, is us outside this city gate, coming in with our ship.
Do we need to keep in mind Titan Stoa, the Excursion Propylon, the Last Academy, the Grand Agora, or the Bridge Thylos when it comes to the starting stage of this?
I think the Reader's Digest version of this is, these are the basic game mechanics that allow us to do things like research technologies or have weapons for the Titans to use, better weapons than what we started out in the tutorial with just our fists. Now we'll actually have a few weapons, maybe a shield or some armor. But these cards here, don't want to spoil the tutorial. There's plenty of other videos out there you can watch for that. But this basically gives us a starting point in which the game mechanics can operate around.
And then up here with the Shape of Things to Come and the Reward Odyssey. Inward Odyssey, the Truth of the Labyrinth. These are the main overarching quest we're going on, right?
Yeah, there are two of them, yes. There will be more that will come out as the adventure goes, but these are things where you have progress tokens, such as this one, or doom tokens, such as that one. It's basically a good token and a bad token. And these cards have different things, and we'll read those as time goes by, but those things have different functions or different things that will trigger when a certain number of tokens get placed on them.
All right. West, anything else you think the audience needs to know before we actually dive into this?
We have slated you as the person of interest overall here. Your Penelope is the person of interest.
Oh, really?
Yep.
She's our priority target.
The lead, oh great, priority target, fantastic. I love that that's the one thing you added. Wes, do you want to introduce the beer while you hand over those cups here?
So those of you who are in the know, this is a Bourbon County.
Are you a Ravenclaw?
Oh, I'm a Ravenclaw.
You're a Ravenclaw?
I'm a Gryffindor.
Gryffindor?
Yeah.
That leaves you a Slytherin.
I actually am a Hufflepuff, but that cup's been used downstairs.
Fair enough. But this is our Bourbon County Goose Island. Absolutely fantastic. Comes out once a year. This particular one is the retail version. There are like 6 different other flavors you can get. These are absolutely fantastic. Highly recommended whenever you're having a wonderful board game night and to enjoy with your friends.
Okay.
It's a nice, beautiful barrel-aged stout.
You get a close-up of this.
Pouring it?
Sounds. Little ASMR.
I gotta pour it here to get the close-up, I think.
Yeah.
The rest, go ahead and pour yourself some. So these are like 16% too, right?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Like this is a healthy...
So we are going to start this adventure, but we probably won't
Wes is
finish.
very aggressive. Wes is very aggressive. Oh, no.
See, you need a good head on your beer to actually aerate it a lot.
Release the flavors.
That's right. The more head you have, the more flavorful things become.
Our goal with this is to absolutely have some drinks and make our way through the course of this game. Okay, boys.
Let's do it.
Cheers. L'chaim.
L'chaim.
To life.
Life. Little flavor save
That is
action there.
such a
That
delicious beer.
Is a
Love
fantastic
that.
stout.
All right, where are we going now?
There's like 12 people that just commented that you put
What?
you put your beer on
Where?
the game
I
board.
put it where?
Yes.
There's like 12 people in the comments
What are
already.
you talking about?
It's on the game
All
board.
right, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
it's fine. Here we go.
it. Okay.
You want to get started?
Yeah, let's do it.
Go ahead, Wes.
So it begins. The Argo cuts through the evening waves as the sun sets on the hunched silhouette of Gnosis, the Horned City. With great trepidation, the crew watches the shoreline for any signs of danger. Has the kingdom of Minos fallen, or has the calamity passed by the ancient metropolis, leaving it unscathed?
Definitely passed.
When darkness finally comes, you hear a collective sigh of relief as the city lights up with the calming glow of oil lamps. But only a few. The fires of Knossos burned high and bright all year round, in remembrance, says the old priest who tended to you after your rude awakening. For its king, great Minos of Crete, could not bear the passing of his favorite son, Androgeos. Now only embers remain. Still, if the Argo is to sail the high seas again, we need access to Daedalus' vault, a thing only Minos can provide. There are many mouths to feed on the Grand Argo, and the hold is all but empty. The engineers say the Alpile engines will run cold without ambrosia to sate them, and replacement parts only the great Daedalus vault may contain. And the Titans are becoming restless, not having set foot on dry land for many days now. After some debate, you decide to send a landing party ashore to meet with the Minoans, a few envoys, and an armed escort. Choose a party leader and continue.
Oh,
That's where Penelope comes in.
Penelope.
Yep.
Why are we volunteering Penelope, by the way?
Well, see, the problem is that if we look here, we're actually negative. We're unfriendly with the Minoan population. So we figure if we're gonna sacrifice someone, we should definitely sacrifice the person who is the least likely to get killed. And someone else has already lost an eye. I mean, she's very pretty. She kind of looks Minoan.
She looks royal.
Yeah, so I feel like we have the best opportunity using her. I mean, my guy is he's kind of scary looking.
He's very butch.
And also has a lot of good stats, so we figure yours doesn't.
He's just not happy to be here.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Penelope it is.
Yeah.
All right. Continuing on, the pier is all but deserted, save for a few fishers tending to their nets and a beggar standing on an overturned crate, addressing them like a priest of old.
I murder him.
That's not an option, I don't
What?
think.
Not a role-playing game?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
We're also not murder hobos yet.
Roll a 20-sided.
Roll for initiative.
Oh, crit
you're-
fail. First die roll of the video is a crit fail.
You stumble at his feet just as he urinates.
Really?
All right.
Fantastic.
Do you want to try to kill the next beggar?
I kill the next one. Oh!
We're working our way up the
This
dice.
time you stumble at his feet just after he urinated. All right. As you pass the beggar, he catches
You're
your
right.
gaze.
I like this game.
You pass the beggar, he catches your gaze and says, "Have you come to witness the squalor of splendor, outsiders? The sins of the bull and the bull's slayer? You will
Sounds like a
soon
younger
learn that
beggar.
it's all meaningless.
Very charming. His beard was deceiving. I was
Very
imagining.
charming.
I clung to meaning for far too long.
I clung to meaning for far too long.
He's all of a sudden got
have
really old.
been punished."
And have been punished for it. You gotta get the madness.
But he has like the English version of punished. He goes, punished?
Yeah. You gotta get the madness in your voice, though.
You quicken your pace. You have no patience for raving madmen.
Or if he's peeing, I don't have any patience for that either.
Also true.
Only the truth
There he
matters,
goes.
though it is bitter.
Bitter truth.
He shouts after you. You make your way into the silent, half-lit city.
He sounds Catholic.
The streets are empty, but well-maintained, paved with ornate cobblestones and lined with statues of the gods and the great Minotaur. Here and there, you get glimpses of movement. Gnosis is far from abandoned.
Okay.
It is fear that subdues the metropolis.
'Tis beauty that killed the beast.
On your way to the palace, you take interest in one of the following.
Uh-oh.
A mixed group of children and teenagers, their faces covered in strange tattoos of fine geometric lines, or
Leave the kids alone.
an old blind woman crawling on all fours, looking for something and mumbling to herself, to the amusement of a few onlookers.
I hate math.
Oh, man.
Geometry, children's faces.
Yeah.
I feel like,
Yeah, we're gonna check out the blind woman.
yeah, for sure. We
All right.
definitely
If she,
should.
because honestly, there's a chance we can find whatever it is she dropped first. And because she's blind, she won't know we picked it up.
Well, I think in this case, we just take note of it.
Oh.
We're going to note passage
note it.
0047.
Love that for us.
0047. Okay.
It specifically says, do not go to that passage just
So
yet.
we're just looking at her.
That's
We're
what
just
we
saying,
take note.
Oh, there's a blind woman over
We're
there.
taking notes of that. Okay, here we go.
Well, if we're taking, if we're wait,
0047,
if we're not interacting with it, if we're just observing it, I guess I'll still observe the blind woman. I'm just thinking though, the weird kids seem like something I'd look at.
You wouldn't notate a lady like doing the
She's an
the
old blind-
crawl
no,
on the ground?
Because here's the thing: if I'm walking down a city
Talking
street
to herself?
and I see an old, insane blind woman crawling on the street, I think that's par for the course.
You know what
If
I-
I see a bunch of kids with face tattoos, I think to myself, that's a little weird. They're underage.
But what did
Who
you
tattooed
note?
their face?
Your first instincts is what you noted.
Yeah.
You may not even have realized those kids with the tattooed faces were there.
You actually have to look at them to pay attention to the fact that they have tattoos.
Your
on their face.
initial instinct
Alright,
was
fine.
the old lady.
Grungy old lady. I hear the
Grungy
argument.
old lady. Was it 047?
047.
047.
Technically 0047, but probably the same thing.
Ooh, add an extra 0 just for fun. 000.
A placeholder.
Not 47.
You have no time for distractions, though, so you hurry past the curious gathering and
Who
head
says
straight
that? I've got
for
all
the
the time in
palace.
the world for distractions.
I mean, we are nothing but distractions.
Currently,
right
we're the best of distractions. Cheers.
Cheers.
If you're not drinking while you watch this, come on.
Yeah. You will be by the end of it.
now. Ain't that the truth?
Pour yourself an old one. Have fun with us. That's what we do here.
There, the Horn Guards stand watch. There is some semblance of order in the city after all, you think?
Quackalopes.
And after introducing yourselves, you ask for an audience with King Minos. You cannot see the guards' faces hidden underneath the elaborate helms, but as they turn to each other, you imagine them exchanging meaningful glances. One of them enters the palace, but the rest remains silent. As time passes and more guards converge on the gate, you become uneasy. You are outnumbered, and you chose, maybe poorly, not to bring the Titans with you. The party leader tests wisdom, 7+ to succeed, or gains +2 Argos fate to get an automatic success.
Yeah, we're gonna
+2 Argos fate to get an automatic success.
we're gonna test wisdom.
Yeah.
What's
Which you
Argo-
have
Wisdom
none
at a
of.
7+.
I don't want to add fate. Yeah, I've got a 7+.
You
in
have no wisdom.
And,
I've got a
and Argo
7+.
fate is different than your personal fate.
it.
There you
Crit, nicely done. Well
Success.
done, sir.
With the right crit die too.
go. Yep. One of your company tells a joke. Not a good one, mind you. Someone laughs nervously.
Wait, go for it.
Why does the chicken cluck?
Why does the chicken cluck?
Because.
It's not a good joke.
Someone
It's a
laughs
great joke.
nervously.
It's a great joke. It's a great
Nonetheless, the tension that was building deflates and the blades remain sheathed. They do not see your metal, and you theirs.
joke. No one wants to kill a chicken.
Minoans, diplomacy +1.
Minoan's diplomacy
Now.
plus what? Hey, we're neutral.
Big stuff.
In the
Next- next-
tutorial, we actually decided to relieve some wealthy Minoans of their cargo.
So we're currently -1 right now. West, go ahead and mark this up +1.
So now we
love
are
that for
neutral
ourselves.
We are now neutral.
with the Minoans.
That's big news.
That is
now we're
very
gonna right
big.
light enough because it's erasable.
So do you feel good about relieving the wealthy of their
I
belongings?
love how you're going over it so much. You have to erase it.
Yeah, there's no
very
way we're going
lightly
to
went
adjust that
over it.
number again, is there?
I very lightly went over
I
it.
would like to become favorable with him, but you're
I just
right.
really enjoy it when Jesse gets fussy about things. He really doesn't like it when I fill in boxes. I'm very thorough with my box filling.
You're a very aggressive box filler.
I am a very aggressive box
In a
filler.
game that is not a legacy game, you started like with a pen, I believe.
I did.
Marking off boxes.
Feel like that's what you're supposed to do.
So, the gate opens with a creak, and a slender woman with jet black hair emerges. She holds a torch in her hand.
Would you like some muffins?
I would like some muffins.
Well, yeah, in the prologue, there's a big muffin section of it. Yeah.
Blueberry, to be exact.
She gives you and the guards a fleeting look as if this was what she was expecting. I am Phaedra, daughter of Minos, she tells you in a soft, soothing voice. Follow me. There is much to discuss.
I don't follow her.
All the rest of us are going to follow her. Okay. Jesse is going to stay outside with all the guards. Is that what we're happening?
I follow afterwards.
Oh,
I
okay,
follow
gotcha.
afterwards, yeah.
And
The
for that,
pressure.
you earn the right to read the next group. Passage 68.
All right.
68.
What he was really doing is he was like, I'm done reading for the time being. Although did you notice how he read without mistakes?
He was extremely confident if he did have any mistakes.
Because I,
Will have mistakes.
uneasily, you do as she says. She leads you through the meandering hallways
There
of
it
the
is.
palace, maybe mirroring the corridors of the fabled labyrinth itself, to the empty throne room, a large chamber with an open balcony overlooking the city. I saw you enter the bay, that marvelous ship of yours. Its design seems familiar and yet quite alien. She stops by a large spyglass mounted on a brass base and leans on it. I saw Titans serve you as if they were slaves. You must have come from far away and have stories to tell. She sighs. But I have not brought you here for idle chit-chat. She moves back to the chamber. For you see, in everything there is a purpose. I had a need, and here you are. We would kindly ask for an audience with your father, the king. Exquisitely. As it is Minos, who I would like you to find. The king has not been seen for many months now. Some say he went into exile. Others say he died at the labyrinth. But I know it is not so. The honored god are a bleak shadow of their former selves, as you might have already noticed. They laughed at your chicken joke, after all. And I cannot spare a single one on the search, lest the city fall.
Oddly specific there, wasn't it? Chicken jokes.
Fall to what? You ask quietly. A dark fog has engulfed the world. There are crazed men and monsters, things out there. Minos took several boys and 7 girls every night for years. 7 boys and 7 girls, not several boys and 7 girls.
It was oddly specific with one, just a random mattering of
Minos took 7 boys and 7 girls every 9 years to appease the Minotaur, as they called him, a ruthless tyrant. Now the darkness beckons endlessly and does not care who it takes. Just that, it takes them by the dozen. She turns to you with a determined look on her stricken face. Find him, and you will be rewarded beyond imagining.
So we need to find the Minotaur?
The kingdom of Minos may be diminished. The kingdom of Minos may be diminished, but its treasures are yours for the taking. We come here for supplies and access to the Daedalus' vaults. You say very slowly, contemplating her offer. I will send some right away. A taste of our gratitude. Even in absence, Minos will welcome you like equals. Now, what of my plea? After this unconditional show of hospitality, you cannot refuse. You need the supplies and spare parts for the ship, and without access to the Daedalus vaults, the Argo will be restrained to the shadow around Crete. I am glad to hear there are still brave, good men in this world, and women, she says, smiling ever so slightly. Please, take my sister, Acropolis, with you. She calls for her. Soon a guard returns with her younger woman with curly blonde hair and a disarming smile. She knows the land. She can be your guide. Choose one.
Okay, I choose one.
You are unfamiliar with the lay of the land and the surrounding waters. It may be a good idea to have a local of the ruling family, no less a member of your crew. Minos Diplomacy +1, take the Minoan Guide Ally Clue card. Or, the Argo is a powerful and deadly vessel, hiding an even deadlier secret, Triskelion Junction. It would be unwise to let an outsider on board, much less a representative of an imperialistic kingdom like Crete.
Well, they already know that we have Titans on board. The lady already talked about it. I think since we're just now, kind of sort of neutral with them.
We need allies.
We need allies, so we should probably take the chick.
I'm actually on the same page as you all. So, Diplomacy +1.
Okay.
Take the Minoan Guide Ally Clue card. Minoan Guide. Okay, so this clue card, right here, text is so small. I can't even, oh my gosh. Write Acropolis it's too close to my face. Write Acropolis in the boons, afflictions, and notes sections of the Argo sheet. Various effects may instruct you to take tally marks next to her name. If there are 10 or more tally marks, see 0043. You may dismiss the princess at the end of the voyage phase. If you do, see 0011. Aloof and demanding. The princess mostly keeps to her quarters. Here at West, I'll let you do the paperwork stuff.
That should be on the timeline sheet.
Great.
Not that one, but that one.
Yep.
Okay. Very well. I will keep your crew fed and your ship running. You, in turn, will inform me of your progress. If you return to our dear father, to us, you'll have the finest pick of the Daedalus vaults. You leave the palace at break of dawn, deep in thought, when one of the nobles drawn here by the good news of your arrival comes to you and says, You look familiar. You have my grandpa's eyes and my grandmother's nose. You're a Crete, surely. The least likely Argonaut gains the Minoan Heritage Minos card.
Minos card.
Minomos card.
The M is silent.
Minomos card.
Minimos.
Minomos card.
Minimum.
Beep-ba-ba-da-doo.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
I'm over here like, bop. Oh, not that one?
No, definitely not that one.
Okay. Diplomacy +2.
But wait, the least likely one of
sorry.
us needs to get something first.
Yeah. So I feel like I am the least likely.
You're gonna roll
Actually, there's a
die.
game mechanic for this.
It has to default to the person that doesn't have any stats at the moment. And I am the person that is here talking with them.
I thought the game mechanic was we all got to roll dice.
And the lowest
That
number.
is not the case for the least likely. That's a random. For least likely, it goes based off of, there's like 12 mechanics here.
Great.
For the least likely, it goes off of whoever doesn't have any, whoever has the least number of potential.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I do remember
And
that.
then it follows up with like the least stats. My two characters are even.
Correct.
And because I am the Penelope is the diplomat, I feel like she gets this. You already have the
I do have imprisonment.
You have imprisonment. Yeah,
Right.
you're good to go.
And this guy has Siren Survivor.
So please give me the Minoan heritage. That's why you sent me to begin with. Anyway.
Oh, definitely.
So Voyage, Heritage, Fate. If we see that keyword Voyage, Heritage, or Fate now, this is another complicated part. We have to keep an eye out amongst everything for the keyword Voyage, Heritage, Fate, because I will gain an automatic stat the moment we see those keywords involved in the campaign.
So it's as if we should write it down here.
No, they're on my card.
It's on the card. Just
They're on
like
my
for
card.
Siren Survivor, I'm looking for Voyage, Supernatural, and Deed.
And I'm looking for curse, dream, and crime.
Yeah, for imprisonment. And then my level 1, during something, gain something for this
I
movement.
believe that is during move action, gain one move.
For this
Or
movement.
gain
Okay.
one speed, isn't it?
Yeah, one movement.
Do I have to make it the whole way up to level 1 to you even
You
use
get the
that,
level
though?
1 immediately.
Okay. And then it's 1, no.
Yes, you
3.
get level 1 immediately. Once you
I
get
see.
those 3, you're going to read a passage and then get the level 2.
Known heritage. Everywhere you look, familiarity, your roots are buried under the Shattered Island, or the Shattered Island is burying into you. Okay, I will write that down in just a second. I need to continue the story, though. Do I go to just number 6?
Where'd you leave
Just
off
have to
at?
read the rest because you said something about.
Now see the
extra
passage
stuff.
noted earlier, 0003 or 0047. We did 47,
But didn't
right?
you say there
Correct.
was something on diplomacy or something that we were going to do?
We
that
did
I
a-
told you to go back.
We already went up by 1,
Plus
which you
1.
already did.
So we should be +1 on diplomacy.
Should be +1 at the moment. And why did you erase the...
Because I went up +1. Yes.
But why'd you erase the other one?
Because we were neutral and then it just now went up on
The
+1.
lemmings.
We didn't. The Labyrinthians?
Yeah,
This should be at 0.
they should be at 0. It seems like you accidentally erased the Labyrinthians.
I accidentally erased
We haven't even met them, which is very rude. So we're going back to
So in other words, I should
47.
make it darker.
Yes.
No.
Just get a...
West, you're doing it so hard.
I think you should get a permanent marker.
Permanent marker.
47, I'm going to write my stat. By the way, you got beer. Everyone's complaining about me doing things like putting on the board. You literally got beer on my...
That's not my card. It was you.
No, your beer is the one
The
that's
image
over
of
there.
the blind woman
None of mine
is
have
etched
beer
in your
on them.
memory, filling you with a sense of both hope and dread. Feeling the maddening pull of the Morai, you decide to remain in the Horned City, and against your better judgment, look for the wretch. As the sun rises and people flock to the streets, Kanoas begins to resemble the fabled metropolis it was once supposed to be.
It's assuming that I cared enough about the wretch crawling on the ground to go back for her.
Yeah.
I noted her, but like I didn't like it wasn't a...
It was enough of a note, apparently, for
Your
us to stay a whole
humanity.
extra day.
Your humanity was tugged on. There was something inside of you couldn't quite touch, couldn't quite explain.
I feel
And
like...
it drew you into
No,
the search.
because now I know that my roots are tied to this land, that might be the reason I'm going back. It's less to do with her being blind. It's more to be like, I feel like she looks like me in a very dilapidated
That's grandma.
state. It might be grandma.
There was still something amiss. I mean, gilded statues of gods and the Minotaur, which watch silently as you navigate the complicated web of streets and alleyways. So, since the Minoan guide is with us, we are going to go to 0041. Or no, we're not going to do that because that's if she isn't with us. So if she is with us, she grows restless and suggests that you abandon this fruitless search.
What?
My
No, no one guide
sister
is-
asked
no.
me to aid
Wait,
you in
no,
all
no,
these
no,
things.
the Minoan guide is with us.
That's what I said.
Yes.
Oh.
Because she's with
So
us.
she's interrupting your
She's
search.
interrupting your search because
her to go away.
she's like, "You wretched piece of trash. I am a princess. You must listen to what I am doing. You are some person who kind of sort of looks like a Cretan. Ridiculous.
I don't think I like
Listen to what I'm telling you." That's what she's saying. My sister asked me to aid you in all things, so I will, but this time could be better spent. There's a man here who claims that he has one of the Daedalus's lost heirlooms. The Horn Guard couldn't persuade him to hand it over, but maybe you will? I feel like she's trying to get us killed. That's what I'm feeling like right now.
I think she wants us to just bullet our way into getting treasure for her.
Yeah, I want to fight.
So she gives us an option. We can choose. We can choose to listen to our guide's advice, and or we can not, and our diplomacy goes down.
I trust her implicitly.
Our diplomacy goes down?
Yeah, because she has that kind of power.
The whole
is a
country
princess.
likes us less?
Because of not listening to this girl.
If you disrespect...
Because she's literally there to guide us, and if we're like, yeah, no, thanks, she's like, yeah, okay, y'all.
I don't want our diplomacy to go down, though. That's the issue.
I will say,
So-
when I was reading the rulebook, it did say they put those passages in there with the consequences so that you can consider it in your decision making. If they didn't want you to consider the consequences, they put it in a different passage on a different page.
I understand that. What I'm saying is, I want to find Grandma, but I also don't want our diplomacy to go down.
So if we keep searching for Grandma, it sounds like our diplomacy is going to go down. If we listen to what this chick says, then our diplomacy doesn't go down.
I also immediately think she's covering something up.
Oh, for sure.
Do we trust her?
I think we
I
trust
think
her
even
enough.
if we don't trust her, the only way to find out what she's covering up is to go down this path.
Is that how criminals work?
No, I'm a criminal. What I'm saying is we listen to the rich lady and see if we can't steal the whatever this dude has that the Horn Guards
You're
couldn't
saying
get.
that the rich lady might have more to steal than the poor old woman crawling on the floor for crumbs.
Definitely.
I see your logic.
Yeah.
Let's follow her.
All right, so we're going to listen to the guide's advice. So we're going to make an Acroleus tally, which will
I
be...
love, by the way,
lady.
that our diplomacy doesn't go up. Because the situation with her is she really minds if you don't listen to her. If you do listen to her, yeah, that's what everyone does anyway.
Yeah,
That's
obviously.
a princess.
Yeah.
You should have listened to me. I have all the right answers.
She's so young and ignorant.
So you follow your guide to a lonely house on the outskirts of Kenosis. It's like Kenosha, but less cheese. It's a peculiar building, long and squat, with
Might actually
small...
have more cheese.
It might. Small rectangular windows, now shut, and many pipes wreathing it like metal snakes.
Wreathing it. Like, like
wreathing,
a wreath.
like a wreath.
Yeah,
going around
like,
and around and around.
like this. Like a wreath.
Like a wreath.
Yeah.
Yeah, like at that time of the year in the winter.
It's the verb of a wreath.
It's a unique word.
Can we conjugate that?
I once wreathed my wreath in
the wreathing
Wreathing.
winter time?
I think my intelligence is withering.
like a wreath.
Well, you are a fireman. Doesn't they say smoke inhalation's bad for you, right?
Smoke eater.
I pick things up and put them down.
That's true. That is very true.
Sometimes humans.
Sometimes.
Sometimes
fact-
out of the fire. Sometimes in.
Oh, I hope you don't put them in the fire.
No,
That seems less good.
How are you?
Unless it's a rookie who's afraid to go in, you're like, get in
there, you
How are
dummy.
you supposed to save them?
I mean, you are a fireman, right? I mean,
What
in
can I
fact,
say? He likes fires.
the whole house is made of bronze, and you ask about it. Well, the locals say that the man is of the bronze people. She offers casually. The bronze people, the warrior nation that came before us and supposedly collapsed under the weight of its own sins. But
It's like Sodom and Gomorrah for bronze people.
what it sounds like, yeah. But they also say that Crete crests the back of the giant turtle. So, yeah, people like to talk. Really, that's what she says.
Says that he's from the bronze people.
Yep.
But also Crete might be on the back of a floating turtle.
right, so how
I
much
choose-
weight do you really put into that?
I choose to believe both mythologies.
So Crete is on the back of a giant turtle, and he was part of the
Civilization.
nation that went under their own sins.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good thing turtles are slow.
So we gained 1 Argo knowledge, which is great. You knock on the door and you enter. There's a great fireplace in the back of the room. You start to sweat. Man, this is one of those people who has their house at like 90 degrees when you walk in.
Always blazing.
Ugh. A man comes
Those
to you.
bronzes.
Those bronze people. Whew. He comes to you. He's short of height but broad of shoulders, and he has a great copper mane and a pointy, oiled beard to match.
You writing down keywords oil and pointy?
No, I wrote down Argo knowledge, so you make sure we mark down our Argo
did.
knowledge.
I did not
Oh,
get
you did it.
I mean, it's something I can mark down, so I'm clearly going to mark it down right away.
He's a marker of a downer.
I'm a marker of hotness. His skin is tanned and his eyes burn with fierce defiance. He clearly needs some like wet drops. Clear eyes. It's very good for that.
Wet drops.
Though the wrinkles around them betrayed his old age. You ask about his heritage. Why does everybody care about heritage so much in this?
It is like Greek and Roman society where your lineage matters a lot. Ask the Jews.
I suppose. And he neither denies nor confirms it. You explain your mission and you ask about the artifact. He reveals the blade, a weird fin-like sword made of an unknown metal. I don't want anything to do with the servants of the bull, he proclaims, pointing the blade at your guide. You better leave while you still can, he says. One of you must test your wisdom with a 7 or better roll. Each Argonaut may gain +2 fate to add +1 success.
Everyone or only one of us?
All of us can. So we can add 4 to it by adding 2 fate.
Oh, we could add a total of 4.
Correct. So we have a 7. And
wasn't Spartan society really, really closed off?
They were very much so.
Like if you weren't Spartans specifically,
then you didn't come.
You didn't belong at all, period?
Yeah. You were allowed to fight in battles with them because they had many mercenaries and they had many other areas that they overcame and that they had slaves fighting with them. But yeah, if you weren't a Spartan, then you were not part of the Spartan Nation. You didn't get to live in Sparta.
Were other Roman societies like that?
They're Greek society, and no. They were the only ones who were like that. They were a warrior nation through and through, and they hated everyone unless you were Spartan.
Unless you were specifically Spartan.
They literally sent people out in envoys. So envoys would come in during big giant fights, right, and say, "Hey, we're trying to sit here. We're trying to have conversation with you. We want you to, we don't want to have this war," and they would send back the shortest notes possible, like no. Instead of this big long thing, they'd be like no. It just they were thumbing everyone in society.
They were the original trolls.
Exactly. Yeah. A few words, many actions.
So you're saying the Persians were right.
Pretty much.
Okay, great. Yeah. Should I roll for this? Is that what we're doing?
Well, let's first decide who's going to give you bonuses.
Yeah, I feel like you have to roll, right?
We don't have to decide who's giving you bonuses until we roll, do we?
Well, it says here that you can add +1 for success, but you have to take 2 fate.
Yeah, but that's after the rolls happen.
That all happens
beforehand. It has to happen before.
You make that decision ahead of
time. Says who?
Says the rule book.
Who read the rule book?
I read.
I vote no one gets bonus. No one gives. Are we giving bonuses? Because fate is so valuable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it makes it a tough decision.
It's also a 7, and if we fail, then we don't get whatever this thing is.
Did I fail the last 7?
You did crit the last one. I will say that that's
what are the
not
odds that I don't? What are you talking about? What are the odds that I like? Think about it based off the last one. I crit the last one, therefore I must crit this one.
I don't think that's how that works.
That's how dice works.
So you're giving 2. I'm going to give 2 on mine as well. So there we go. We're now at...
we brought it down to a 5.
Yeah, we brought it down to a 5.
So we're at a 50-50.
Yeah, you should do 1 more on yours just to give it a look ahead.
You need a 7.
Factor in the fact.
You need a 7. Take down a 2, so we're at a 5. Right, so we're 50-50. Let's make it 1 better.
Factor in the fact that I got a crit last time.
And who's doing this? Do we get to choose? Because if you have this person do it, you got a wisdom right there, which gives you another +1.
So that could take you to a 4.
Do I get to choose who does it, or is it the lead?
Yeah, look at that again. Was it choose?
It says one of you tests wisdom.
Okay. Philotocraia.
Or Cersegard, who has a wisdom.
Who's Cersegard?
Oh, that's her Dreamwalker. That's the Titan. This is the Argonaut.
Cersegard.
So this is who's in there right now.
Oh,
nice. You got it.
We shouldn't have spent that fate.
We didn't have to spend any fate.
What's that math like now, boys?
Hey, that's okay. We guaranteed that.
What do I get? What do I get now?
You get a strong pat on the back, sir. Success is going to be 0 to 7, which says, if you succeed, which you have, you persuaded the man to hand over his weapon. This is far more than a sword, he says. It is of Atlantean design.
It just took a 7 for him to hand over his weapon?
Yeah.
You're very
persuasive.
I must
I mean, you literally only have one eye, so clearly you've got a lot of persuasion in that one eye.
Yep.
They
and it's
supposedly
Cersei guard, so he clearly had watched Game of Thrones.
Clearly. So they supposedly are control rods. Its life is all but spent. But maybe the people who made it may be gone, but their machinas, machines basically, stayed behind. I heard there was a ship. They called it a subrime.
It's a submarine, just spelled different.
Yeah. Hidden in a secret cave north of here. If you go that way, be sure to look for hidden markings that will point you there. Note control rod blade under the boons section in your Argonaut sheet. It gives you +1 fury.
Oh, sure.
Least likely Argonaut.
Oh yeah, Argonaut sheet, yeah.
So the least likely Argonaut gains death follows Minoan's card.
Least likely is going to be her, who's the person that rolled. That's actually perfect.
That is perfect.
I know what? Control rod blade?
Control rod blade.
Do I need to get that item, or do I just note it underneath?
You just get to note it under boons. It gives you +1 fury. So right
death
down that.
follows?
Yes. Death follows Minos' card.
And I get +1 fury.
Mm-hmm. Which we have no idea what fury is.
What is fury?
I don't know. There it is, +1 fury on your list. It's under endurance.
Oh, it's a stat.
Yes.
Nice. I like +1 stats. And then I get death follows. So most people brush with death, but when he brushed with you, Tatanos paused. You've been trying to outrun him ever since. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Now we need
Was I going to die if I'd failed that roll?
I don't know.
I don't know. We probably just wouldn't have gotten the control rod.
I have a feel. This card indicates that I just had a brush with death and didn't realize it.
That's your memory. That's a memory.
That's right. That's a memory of that you had in the past.
Okay.
So now we need to have the 1A card for Absent Rule story card, which I think is over here. There we go.
1A.
So, Absent Rules story card. As the Argo leaves the Kaznos port, you look at the Horned City one last time. Not many have come to see you off, but a glint from the palace confirms your suspicions. Spying eyes are set on you. The Cretans delivered fuel and supplies as promised, enough to subside, but only just. It is as if all they could spare, or a short leash. Either way, you should stick to the coast. Without much to go on, you fall back to the basics. Scout the island, question locals. Rules, collect progress. If you skipped the tutorial, we did not. To progress through the story, you must gather successes. Each time you gain a success, place a token either on the current story card or on the inward Odyssey. So we get to now pick what we're going to be getting successes on. That's kind of cool. In the Maureen Guide is with you. Immediately place 1 success token on this card. Okay. When there are 6 or more tokens of this card, flip the card to 1B. Maureen Guide is with us.
Yep.
So she's 1 success on her own. I feel like that's good.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
And now it says, return to the Voyage phase.
Ow! Ew! It bit me! It was so furry. So I hope this is what people are here for.
I think
the most fun gameplay.
The most
on
fun
YouTube.
gameplay. Yes.
The most accurate, no. The most concise, definitely not. The most fun, though.
Definitely, we control that market.
Do you watch our gameplay
Very
videos?
niche.
I do watch some gameplay videos. This stress me out.
Do you? Let me ask you this: do you watch the gameplay videos that are closer to what we're doing now, which is fun and dumb, or closer to like serious and focused on the game?
If I have a couple of drinks with me, then definitely this kind of video. If I'm looking for rules, I don't watch your video.
That's fair.
Well, I didn't ask if you watched our video for rules.
It's really fair.
I didn't ask if you watched our video for rules.
It's true. It was never one of the questions he said.
First off, rude.
Cheers.
But if you are watching your game, you're looking for fun, right? Like that's
right.
why you're around.
Especially a campaign game where you're going along with the story.
Entertainment.
Yes.
We're here for those of you that don't want to put 23 hours into learning a game before you play it. Mm-hmm. You just hang out with us and
have some fun.
Have some fun.
All right.
So we're going to start this campaign round sequence. This is our first chance through the campaign round.
All right.
So we've done nothing yet. Is what we're saying.
We've literally.
This could be our first mistake, but we'll find out. I think this is how the game goes.
All we've done is the intro text.
Right. This is really we're just.
Shira should time this like end of flavor text.
Nothing else entertaining will happen from here on out. Movement step. This always happens. Move the Argo to a new tile. We can choose whether we go south, west, which is where we came from,
Okay.
or north.
Well, north is where they said that the like
Cave.
Atlantean people or something were, right?
Submarine thing.
Not a submarine, sublime.
Yes.
Are we into sublimes?
I love rhymes and less good
Sublimes.
ones are awesome. I feel like that's where we should go, following the bad rhymes.
Yes, I agree. I think bad rhymes are great. Don't hate.
You don't want to find the control rod that almost killed you.
Stall any farther and we'll be late.
Oh, the rhymes are getting so great.
Go ahead, let's file that tile.
Okay, what tile is it?
22. If we head north, we're getting tile 22.
Okay, here we go. 22.
So, 22, our Argo travels up there.
Do we need to know any of these things yet?
I'm
Not
sure
yet.
we need to know lots of them, but
Holy cow!
We learned that in the tutorial, so we're experts at all those
I
cards.
know none of these cards, but I hear what you're saying.
We
You're an
literally-
expert at them, I'll trust you.
Yes, the tutorial was very thorough.
Do you watch the videos you're in for rules?
No, okay. All right, timeline step. We always do this and we advance the timeline.
great.
Grab our timeline sheet.
Wait, what?
Paperwork.
Timeline sheet.
So,
Timeline.
we did the tutorials 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Great.
And 6, and now we're on
0.
0, 1.
0, 1. Okay, so I gotta aggressively mark this. Got it.
No. Oh,
In permanent, that one actually you could do in permanent marker because time moves forward. As far as I know, there is no time travel in.
So we have
ATO.
that's not a lantern, but like some sort of a building thing.
Yep,
And then
structural
there's
technology.
Oh.
good. And then
Not yet. There's a step for that.
And then there's some kind of a big like marked with an X. Looks like
Couple of swords.
swords. Yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be a battle.
Okay, good.
So we're gonna be fighting something.
That'll be in the
That's
next
good.
video.
All right, so we advance the timeline. Now we
Okay.
go to the exploration step. This always happens.
Always.
Step 1 of the exploration step, resolve exploration symbols.
Okay.
That is this right here. So we get a success token.
The success
We
token.
can choose.
Not those cards, West.
I know.
Put them back. Where
I
they go.
will get them back in a moment.
Would we like?
Success
So
token.
let me read the flavor text for this other board, so we are on the same page as to what is happening. Inward Odyssey, truth of the labyrinth. You know precious little about the ground vessel you call home. Who built it? For what purpose? How did you come to be on board? There are vast spaces below deck, more than should be possible. Even taking into account the massive size of the ship, each day brings a new discovery, a new secret to be unraveled. Your inward odyssey has just begun.
I feel like that was the villain in that Pirates of the Caribbean with the, I forget his name.
The tentacles.
Yeah.
Moby Dick.
So
see
this
here.
says that if we have 2 on here, we gain an Argo knowledge.
Do we want an Argo knowledge?
That we have to
or
have 6 of them on.
yeah, but we brought the girl with us. I feel like we should invest in her quest.
I don't know, I like getting stuff.
I mean, this at the end of this, it's some random phase. Like, what is it? What phase does it say that we get to do the knowledge?
So
Story step.
you all are advocating for immediately triggering the card.
I
Yes.
like immediate gratification.
I like gratification a lot, and this says that if we have 2 of these tokens on there, we got it, and we'll put the rest of them
I'm
over
not
there.
giving you a massage. I've already been over this. Okay, fine.
Okay. Well, we still have to leave it on there because
Yep.
you got to go to that phase.
Witness has 2 tokens on this card. Discard them and gain +1 knowledge. Okay.
So we gain +1 knowledge. So now we're at 2 knowledge.
When you reach the given level during the story step, After all other story events, resolve the corresponding inward Odyssey adventure. Okay.
All right, so that's in the story step. So that something's going to trigger at the story step, I believe.
Oh, I can't wait.
Now we're going to draw 2 stacks of cards from the exploration deck. That's the
Exploration
blue
deck.
cards.
Okay, so exploration deck is going to be a deck of cards. We draw 2 stacks.
Yep, we're going to draw 2 stacks. In the bottom right, I believe. Yes, bottom right. That means that we stop.
Awesome.
Oh no!
So good at our first explorations.
So, our normal would be to gain 1 terrain resource, but we check to see if we're friendly with the current faction, which is the Minoans.
We are.
We are friendly with Minoans, so we gain 2 terrain resources instead.
I love that
means
for
we now
ourselves.
have 4
What do you think the odds are
terrain.
that we immediately stop the next one too?
It has to be less, but we'll see. All right. So, hold on. We resolve this card, top to bottom.
Okay.
We're going to, if we're gain 1 Titan.
Okay.
Friendly gain +1.
How do you gain a Titan?
So Titans are here. We're already at max Titans though, so we're not actually going to gain any. We're already at 10 out of 10.
That's
From
lame.
the tutorial.
Yep.
And then the friendly, the chosen Argonaut gains 1 rage.
Oh, nice.
So you gain a rage.
I don't want to gain rage. Okay.
Rage helps you get more powerful.
And we end immediately. Gain 1 Triune resource. Gain 2 Triune resources instead. We are friendly. Gain 2.
All right.
I like
we
some
gain
extra.
4
I like.
what is it? Trimming?
I like some extra resources.
Yeah, I think
Those are
resources.
so great that we gain those extra terrain resources.
Love it.
Yep, I'm gonna craft something with that.
There's
later.
a lot of Grecan words.
Lots.
No, but they're not quite Grecan words. They're made up Grecan words. Is my theory.
I think they're probably real.
They've,
I would
tossed-
imagine they've done enough
No.
research to make that in there.
They've taken normal words and they've added extra e's to them.
The Greeks did, or the designers did.
No, the designers added extra words,
e's,
extra
just
e's.
random e's.
They just
threw them in
said,
there?
how do we make words more Greek?
e's.
E's.
E's are how we
E's
do
the
that.
answer. Sometimes an IE.
I'm sorry, I was just really enjoying.
Isn't
this
it
now.
great?
It's
It
good
is
stuff.
really
It's
good.
so
And not for those of you that are Greek viewers of this, since I titled this video "The Problem with Greece." For those of you that are Greek viewers of this, it's not your current language that's the problem. It's your historical language had a lot of useless e's.
Now that we've, I don't know that there's that many Greek people who watch the show, so
There's
it's probably
7.
fine.
Why do you think we have 7 dislikes?
That's true.
They could be Roman Greek wrestlers.
Oh, if you're a Greek wrestler.
Greco-Roman wrestling is
Oh
the
my
best
gosh.
wrestling
If
ever.
you're a Greco-Roman Greek wrestler who is also a board game fan and you're willing to fly to the United States to visit me in Cleveland, Ohio, which has no Greco-Roman wrestling at all,
but has a West who used to
to
Greco-Roman
play
wrestle.
a wrestling-based board game with me, followed by a Greco-Roman wrestling match with me personally,
with lots of olive oil
I'm in.
and a baby pool.
I'm in.
Just saying.
That part's
will-
optional.
I
We actually
will-
want somebody to come across and see.
It's just regular olive oil though. It's not like extra virgin or
We
virgin
don't have the
olive
budget
oil.
for
It's
that.
just
We
regular
flew a
olive
Greek
oil.
wrestler over
We're not
here.
flying them. They have to pay themselves to come over here.
What?
But we can bring the baby pool and the olive oil.
Hey, if Chief Quack says he's paying for it, let him.
If I get the very specific, if he can back up his claim that he's a Greco-Roman Greek wrestler,
From
As-
Greece?
As the director of operations, I feel like that is an inappropriate expenditure of fundage. However, I will happily apply to Shira for the regular olive oil and baby pool.
As a unassociated fan that has no financial ties to this at all, I think we should go ahead and do it.
I'm in. I support the fans. We support the fans. We support the fans.
Shira, we're losing control.
All right, moving on.
Why are people watching again?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, if they're still
But I
watching.
love the 4 of you who still are.
My theory, no, but legitimately, my theory is if someone's watching for entertainment, why not be entertaining?
They are getting
wow, yeah.
spades.
You don't want to strike a middle ground.
No.
You don't want to be kind of entertaining and kind of rules focused, because if you're that, no one watches.
Yes.
You either want to be one-stop co-op shop or like, or like Rolling for Solo, who do
Right.
some of the best minute detail videos in the industry.
Yes.
Or you want to be Quackalope, who drinks a beer and has fun.
Yeah.
Flavor text.
Flavor text. And puts tons of dice in our mouth.
That gives me anxiety.
I missed, but I caught it.
You said we're literally one hiccup away from 911 calls.
Every time I see you guys stuff your mouth full of dice It gives me anxiety.
I'll save this one. We always sterilize them.
Always.
It's not about the viruses or the bacteria. It's about the fact that you have all these little tiny things in your mouth. One hiccup away from a 911 call.
I don't hiccup.
I hope you're really good with your BLS skills.
Oh, definitely. I'm so good with my
Heimlich maneuver.
BS skill. Oh, Heimlich maneuver, yes.
You just believe in punching people, right?
Mostly, yeah.
If you're going to do it, do it in the
option.
stomach while they're choking. I guess that's going to be your second best way of doing a Heimlich
Yeah,
maneuver.
like lots of oomph.
Get a good old
Can you-
uppercut.
can you-
That's right.
Can I just Heimlich myself by like standing up on a chair and then falling backwards onto my back?
Well, you can do it by if you're by yourself. Actually, if you
Yeah.
want a lesson here, if
I
you're
told
by
you.
Here it
yourself-
comes. Here it comes. Here it comes.
80% of what a firefighter does is actually going to be on the medical side of things.
There you go.
It's not the fun stuff. But your chair,
Yeah.
stand up.
Okay.
I don't know how much you're going to be here, but go around
Pink
behind
shorts.
your chair.
Pink shorts.
Go around behind your chair.
Behind my chair? Okay.
All right. What you're going to no, turn around. You're choking. all right?
I'm choking.
You got to lodge somewhere
some
in here.
dice.
You need to do
Now, the
this.
Heimlich
Give me
maneuver
some
would
dice.
be to normally get up in here.
Okay.
You're going to use the back. Don't put the dice in your mouth. Take those out of your mouth right now. This is
needs
for
to
demonstration
shoot something
purposes
out.
only.
He's got to shoot something out. Oh, I don't
So
want that.
you
Here.
can jam this into your sternum up under your rib cage like a J, like up and under. And you do there you go.
It works.
Or if you have to, just
So wait,
jump up in the
so
air. and
if I want to Heimlich myself, it's a chair and like under the rib cage.
but you
there?
got to really do some force.
You gotta like break a rib.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say it's right under
But
your
that's
rib
what you
cage.
gotta intend
Yes,
to do.
yes.
almost.
You got to put it with some force.
Wow.
Think
And
about
that's-
that. Think about that. And if
That's
you don't have
there.
a chair available, you can sometimes it has worked.
Because you're trying to
You
hit
can
your
jump
lungs.
up and just land flat on your chest, like boom, right in on the
So
ground.
my theory would be landing on my chest on my back. Does
No,
that not
no,
work?
no.
Why doesn't the back work?
Because
What
the
do you-
back's got all that structure that protects everything.
What do you think about those like suck it out machines that they have like that
The
are
suck
like
it out
suction machines? You like put it over your face and then it goes and then it pops it out like.
Well, I don't
Sucks
know.
it
I
out.
can't speak intelligently about that because on the ambulances that we run in our city, we don't have suck it out machines that do that. We do have suction machines, but they're not going to grab dice.
Okay. All right. So if we ever, or when we choke on a dice, we will show him the knowledge that we've gained by him visiting, by then proceeding to record ourselves Heimliching on a chair,
Ourselves.
and we'll post that on YouTube.
Yeah.
But prevention is the best measure of success.
So you're saying don't hiccup while dice are in my mouth.
If the dice aren't in your mouth, you can go ahead and hiccup all you want.
No, I'm sorry. The dice. When the dice are in my
I was
mouth,
about to
what
say,
is the best stage to
when?
prevent from then choking on them?
Get them out of your mouth as soon as you realize that you have them in your mouth.
We do that.
We do, yeah. It takes usually we have to say chubby bunny like 25 times.
Yeah.
And then
Chubby bunny.
We get them out as soon as we're cognitively aware that they're in, though. I promise you
like
that.
once we can't fit
It's
any
like number
more
19. You're like, I'm still not aware of the first 18.
Like as soon
for
as
sure.
as soon as the joke has been completed,
Yeah.
we remove the dice.
That's usually on die 26 or 27 because most of the time it's really
He's
hard to
saying
get
we
much
should go
beyond
back to
that.
the game. He's saying we should.
Move the adversary. Well, we haven't triggered an adversary in this game, so we would not do the third part of the exploration
That's when
step.
they're hunting us.
Yes, that is when something can spawn in and chase us down, the primordial hunter. Then we would perform an acclamation. I honestly don't really know what that is, but it doesn't
embarrassed.
apply right now. Then we move on to the expedition step. If on a tile with an adventure or an R&R symbol, which we do not have on this tile,
Great.
we would do something.
But
Since
we're-
it's not there, we're not going to do that.
Okay.
Now we move to the encounter step. If there are any timeline battles or battle events on the timeline, resolve them. Do we have any timeline battles on our timeline?
You know, we do actually have. We also have that technology one too. I don't know. if
Well,
that matters.
technology step happens after the encounter step, so...
Great. So we're gonna go out of order and do the battle step first.
No. That's in order.
Oh, so we're gonna go in order and do the battle step first.
It's kind of out of order according to this sheet, though.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess the symbols... You know, that's probably one of those little things that they could have flipped that around, but...
You have
Great.
more of the other things, though.
So now it's time to do a battle.
All right.
I feel like that's
battle?
Do
probably
you want to do a whole battle on this one video, or do you want to
good
make that a
time
second
for us
video?
to stop. for
That's
sure.
it. This is where we are.
This is where we
Here
are.
we are.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this chaos. We're going to get set up for a battle. The next video here on the channel is going to be battle phase, and I think from this point on, we're going to stagger gameplay, battle, exploration, battle, exploration, battle.
Yeah.
And
So-
we'll also next time learn about stop, drop, and roll
There will be a demonstration on the table.
on the table.
I really like his firefighting tips.
I like his firefighting tips too.
I would have 100% like lunged onto my back if I was joking, not Heimlicked a chair.
It's a very good thing that you were here to teach him that backs are not the fronts.
Did you know that?
Hold on.
Yes.
Let me give the first step you do. While you're still conscious, you call 911 and put it on speakerphone. That is truly
So
the
they
first
can
step
hear
you do.
you, Heimlich?
Yes.
Should you FaceTime them so they can see as well?
I don't know
And
what
then when you're
technology
trying to
you
do it
have
on their back.
in Cleveland. I will say 911, put it on speakerphone.
'Cause my thought
that way,
is
at least somebody
When they
knows.
show up and they're wondering
fair.
why this guy is both passed out due to asphyxiation but also has bruises around his rib cage.
If you're home alone,
They won't wonder. They won't think I'm assaulted. They'll realize that I've now just Heimlicked my chair.
if you haven't called 911 and you're home alone and it's not successful,
You're dead.
and then you're not found for a couple of days.
So
And then
call-
you become a smelly.
Then what we call priority 4.
So don't FaceTime.
Priority
so call 911.
Call 911,
Run
put it on
down,
speakerphone.
find a neighbor or Heimlich yourself.
Yes, you and
Which
if you're
one's better?
unsuccessful,
Neighbor better or Heimlich, personal Heimlich? better?
neighbor's actually a good option because if while you can get outside. Even if you collapse outside the front yard,
Like in the middle of the street.
in the middle of the street, someone's going to see you, hopefully, and call 911 based on that.
Do you suggest middle of the street?
It depends on what street that is.
My
It's-
street.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's like a private
'Cause-
little suburb.
Yeah,
neighborhood
here
street.
it's a suburban street.
Someone's going to be concerned.
If you're passed out or unconscious in the middle of the street, somebody should call 911.
Should.
Hopefully.
Keyword should.
Right.
If
But
I
to
know
avoid
you,
all
I may
that-
be like,
Don't put objects that don't belong in your mouth in your mouth.
ooh.
What about the objects that do belong in your mouth?
Yeah,
and
dice
who gets to decide
definitely
that?
do.
Chew thoroughly.
My teeth are fragile. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much for being here.
Bye.
Yours, I had an outro, but I forgot what it is.
Get out and play some games. Something like that, right?
Yeah, when playing board games.
Actually, I was going to save a little bit of time by making a rhyme so that they could watch the next one on time. Bye-bye.